Max left.
Yeah, exactly.
This is going to piss some people off, I think.
I think it might.
Someone in the comments said this was my Super Bowl, and I concur. Hello, my name is Liz Ashley, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Cenk and the Max left and how he hates the Max left. And we're also going to talk about him and Anna glazing Joe Rogan and kind of my thoughts on that. So while they're glazing Joe Rogan, they're also parroting a lot of conservative talking points. So we're gonna get into that today. Before we get into that, please like and subscribe. I'm really trying to grow my channel, so everyone who has come and watched recently, honestly, it means the world to me. I'm so happy you're here. I have a shop, I have a membership, all the things. All right, well, let's get into it. So the other day, I was watching the Majority Report, and I was actually really excited because I've been watching Hasan in New York, and I've mentioned this in a video before, but I really want to move to New York. I love New York. I've been a few times, and every time I've gone, it's my favorite place. I love New York, so I'm like really jealous watching these live streams because I'm like, God, I just want to live there. So Hassan's in New York, and so is the Majority Report. And if you know, so while Emma was out on her honeymoon, Hassan was actually supposed to go to New York for the Zoran party. There was like the party afterwards when he won. He was supposed to go there, and he was supposed to like host with Sam while Emma was on her honeymoon, but he missed his flight. I was really upset. I was like, man, that would be so fun. So I'm really happy that he got to go on this time. I'm happy Emma was there. I love Emma. But yeah, so it was really cool. It was really fun. But the best part was when they literally made Hassan wear a Max left hat. And he's like, people might get mad at this. And Sam's like, oh yeah. And it was really fun. Like, they got a kick out of it, and it was Emma's idea, and I loved it. It was amazing. It was amazing. All I can say was it was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, because that's what Cenk calls the people to the left of him, the Max left. So we're all the Max left. Hassan's the Max left. Majority Report's the Max left. You know, all of us. We're the Max left over here.
Why are you in New York?
I'm doing an interview with Mahmoud Khalil. I'm doing something with Hassan Minhaj. And most importantly, I was like, I have to come on the Majority Report. I was ducking you guys.
We have
for too long.
We have new trucker hats.
Max left. Oh my God. Are you actually? Is this one of the hats for real?
It is one of the hats.
I love that.
Yeah, there
Max
you go.
left.
Yeah, exactly.
This is gonna piss some people off, I think.
I think it might.
And Ethan responded to this. Now, I haven't really been talking about Ethan lately. I feel like because he's going after everyone. He's going after Taylor Lorenz mainly, and it's ridiculous. And I feel like, is just kind of becoming even more irrelevant. And I just haven't really been talking about him. But he did respond to this. And he posted like a video of them talking. And when Hassan was there, Sam was like, oh, your arms are really big, Hassan. And so Ethan responded and said, Sam Cedar, ladies and gentlemen, 58 years old. And I'm like,
Now, this is the first time I've ever seen you in person. You have very large arms.
Oh,
realize
oh my God, that's
muscles.
crazy. I didn't
What
even.
a coincidence.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
No, I didn't.
I didn't get the same compliment when I walked in my tank top today, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
you got real tan.
I was expecting you to have the same reaction. Well, so much for the arm wrestling contest that we had planned for the fun half.
listen, you all know how I feel about that. I'm just saying, sometimes when you feel like you want to be someone, do you want to be them or do you want to be with them? I'm just saying, it's a question we all have to ask ourselves at some point. Just saying. But also, there was a picture of Sam like looking up at Hassan. I just thought it was because Hassan is tall. He said Sam Cedar has lost the last shred of dignity he had. It's not that he had Hassan on. This is a pathetic photo of him fawning over him. Bro, you're 58 years old, man. You look pathetic. Bro. Ethan should not be talking about who is and who is not pathetic. Ethan should not be talking about who looks pathetic online on the internet. Just saying. I don't think Ethan wants to get into that conversation because he does not look very good himself. So I don't know. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. And I might talk about the ContraPoints thing on Monday. I have lots of feelings. And of course, when Ethan sides with you, that's not a very good tell. Let's get into the other Max leftists that Cenk has been calling out. He called out Kyle Kalinske recently. And there was a commenter who commented in and was like, oh, Kyle is praising Zoran for talking to people who voted for Trump. And Cenk was like, oh, wow, he is. Like, I wonder where they got that from. Or I wonder, like I'm sure he's not going to say I'm doing it right, but Zoran, because Zoran is doing it right, but I'm not. And all I have to say to that is, yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly what you said, Cenk. Yes. He is doing it correctly and you are doing it wrong. Yes, exactly. That's exactly the point. You're right. Correct. You know the answer, man.
Dirty Work says, a small win. Kyle Kalinske just praised the political genius of Zoran Mamdani for talking to and winning over Republicans, conservatives, and magnetized people. Interesting. Cenk might have helped him see reason. I really doubt it. I bet if you asked him, he said, no. Mamdani doing it is great. Cenk doing it is terrible. Okay. Well, did Mamdani do this? Okay, I don't know. You should ask Kyle.
Oh, so embarrassing.
The reason that he's praising Zoran and the reason that people like me praise Zoran for talking to people who are conservative or voted for Trump, like I've said before, I am not the one. I am not the one to do that. I will get very upset and be brutally honest, and I'm just not the one to talk to them. But Zoran, what he did is he went out and he talked to people, and it wasn't on the basis of like, do you care if trans people are in sports? It was on the basis of like affordability and the affordability crisis and listening to their concerns. And that's what he did. He was listening to their concerns all while going to a pride parade and holding a trans flag. So do you see how that's different? Because Zoran is going to tackle the affordability crisis. That's what he wants to do. That's what he's talking about. But he's not going to throw other minority groups under the bus because he thinks that makes conservatives want to vote for him. And do you know what I think actually the reason he did so well is because he stood on what he believed in and he didn't throw people under the bus and he didn't waver. And it shows that you're someone that has held beliefs. Even if people don't agree with you, at least you're honest. And Cenk is doing the opposite. When it comes to talking about trans rights, he's all gun-ho to throw them under the bus because he thinks that that's more palatable to them. Like, if I just throw trans people under the bus, then they'll come over to our side. And it's like, no, that's not how this works. That is not how this works at all. And then it just keeps going down the slippery slope. Okay, well now you're like, oh, we need to have like secure borders. This whole exchange between Anna and Cenk, just like glazing Joe Rogan, is some of the most insane. Like, I got so angry because I just don't understand how you can, like they have no stance. They have no stance. Like, what stance do they have? Okay, we're gonna get into this. Joe Rogan recently came out and he was talking about how he's upset that they are deporting people who are, construction workers, who work on farms, who work in America. And he said that, right? And he got upset, and all the centrist libs, all the enlightened centrists are out here like, oh my God, Joe Rogan. Oh my God, Joe Rogan. Oh my God, Joe Rogan.
I don't know what you think of the new administration. I certainly, there are things that I like about and some of their pro-tech, posture and things like that. But, what's happening now is, it's kind of disappointing.
It's insane. One is the targeting of migrant workers, not cartel members, not gang members, not drug dealers, just construction workers showing up in construction sites and raiding them. gardeners.
Yeah.
Like, really?
This is the second time that Rogan has said the same thing, right? Because we all live in different bubbles. Is that these independent shows, sometimes people are calling the bro shows. I'm going to try to call them independent podcasters from now on, or broadcasters.
Smart.
And so that independent media, the left was told that they're all right-wing, Trump-loving cultists. And the reality is that most of those shows lean anywhere from a little right to a lot right, right? Some of them lean a little left, but not a lot, right? But Rogan, Theo Von, etc., while they might have supported Trump, but you all know that Rogan supported Bernie earlier, what they're really supporting, guys, is outsiders and populists. That is why Rogan does disagree with Trump plenty of times.
I have issues with him saying this and Cenk too, and Cenk and Anna too, because they're also saying, oh, well, like that, it makes it so unpopular when you do that. And it's like, okay, well, people have been saying this. There have been people who have been saying this, who have been reiterating this, who have been warning about this for years. Ever since he started saying mass deportations, ever since he started doing that, he said, oh, it's just the criminals, it's just the criminals. And yet, people on the left for years have been saying, no, that is not what this is going to be. We know that's not what this is going to be. And now he's building concentration camps. And when Franny talked about that, Cenk laughed at her. And so I just get very frustrated that they're sitting here and they're simultaneously having two opposing positions that they think make sense. And so they're like, oh my God, Joe Rogan has come to see the light. Of course, that's horrible. Like, of course he thinks that's horrible. That's not popular. They should stop doing that. And he's like, we all agree that we should have a secure border and we should get out the criminals. We all agree, right? And if you don't, well, that's not the popular position in America.
I think what people voted for was close off the border and take out the criminals that are undocumented. It's like, that's gonna make you really popular, right? And so I think most of us agree with that. Maybe some folks on the left don't agree with that. But overall, yeah, that makes sense. And if you're in that position and you don't like it, but the majority of the country definitely agrees with that. But he says if you go in and start taking out construction workers and guys who are working in restaurants, etc., he's like, nobody's gonna like that. And he's right. And the polling indicates that people don't like that, right?
Here with this popular polling shit, it's stupid because you can change people's minds, okay? You can change people's minds, but when you say, oh yeah, no, well, I mean, everyone agrees there needs to be a secure border, so like, that's what we're gonna do, right? Not even investigating what that means, not even questioning what that means. When they were holding up mass deportation signs and everyone was warning about what was going to happen, people laughed. People like Joe Rogan were like, oh, they're crazy. What are they talking about? And even Cenk did that to a certain extent. And so now that it's happening, everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I didn't vote for this. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Of course this is unpopular. Anna did it too. She was peddling that lie of the Venezuelan gates of the apartment complex. She was peddling that lie. And now she wants to be like, oh, well, I mean, like, of course this is horrible. And I mean, of course we still need like secure borders. And she's still saying that too. And she was talking about, oh, Biden just let all these people in. That's literally what she said. That is literally what she said.
You just touched on something, because this whole immigration debate is so frustrating, because this is what's gonna happen. I can already see it, okay? The pendulum's just gonna keep swinging from one extreme to another, right? Democrat comes in, promises they're gonna let things get out of control at the border, just like Biden did, okay? That leads to some unsavory people getting in the country and doing bad things. Obviously, a tiny, minuscule portion of people who are in the country illegally.
And I lost it after that. Because I'm like, how can you peddle that lie? How can you peddle that racist lie, but in the same breath want to be like, oh, well, I mean, but don't take these immigrants because, well, they're working for us. I want to be racist and I want you to deport people, but just not in the way that makes people upset. But just not in the way that people are gonna get like upset or like hurts my privilege or hurts my daily life. I just like God damn, that really threw me for a loop. I haven't been watching them, and like I haven't been watching Anna, and I know Anna has gone very right wing, but like to hear her say that line of like Biden let all these people in, I was like, oh my God. Like oh my God, like you're just a conservative. My problem is that Cenk is over here like, oh well, the polling, like everyone says that they want, like that's the thing, is all of these people who were saying they wanted mass deportation obviously didn't know what it meant. Obviously they didn't know what it meant, and when people on the left were telling them what it meant, they were like, no. Some people are just racist, and this is what they want. They want an ethno state, and some of it is just that, and that's true. And people can poo-poo that all they want, but I have people like that in my life, and like some of it really is just racism. Okay, some of it is racism. Some people voted for this and wanted mass deportation seriously because they're racist. Other people voted for this and put up mass deportation and didn't understand what that entailed and didn't understand what it meant. And I don't know where Joe Rogan falls on that spectrum, but he is a large podcaster. He is a large media person. And if you are going to have someone who is a presidential candidate on your podcast and you are going to talk to them, then you should at least bear some responsibility. You should have some responsibility to ask questions about how this is going to work, especially if you were going to sit here and you were going to be for something like mass deportation and not want to think through how that might work, not want to think through what that might look like, while everyone was telling you that this is what it was going to look like, and you said they were crazy and said they just had Trump derangement system, and now this is what it looks like. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to respond to that. Like, I'm glad you're seeing the light, but I don't, like, am I supposed to like give you a prize? You didn't want to listen to anyone. And it's like, yeah, sometimes like, and you didn't want to listen to anyone, because when people like me would say, yeah, that's a racist policy, you want to laugh and be like, oh man, just lefties, crazy, Max left. But it's like, okay, but it is though, like it is. So I don't know, what am I supposed to say? I don't know. It is. No, we can't all agree it's supposed to be a strong border. Again, like this fantasy that he let all these criminals in and they're all criminals and everything's crazy is a fantasy. It's not real. And just because people are polling because they believed it, does not mean that we should be basing policy off of things that are not real. Cenk was to criticize the Democrats till the cows come home, but yet he won't realize that he's acting exactly like them. He's acting exactly like them. You're just saying, well, this is the popular position, so I'm not going to try to sit here and do a separate narrative. I'm just going to sit here and concede the point. That is ridiculous, because it was never about going after criminals, and Cenk knows that. Cenk knows that, and I feel like Anna knows that too. It was never going after criminals. It was always a racist endeavor. It was always an ethno-state endeavor. On top of that, right now and before, they said that coming in illegally was a crime and they're going to deport you. But they are deporting people who are legally here. They are reversing legal status for a lot of people. And that is exactly what the Nazis did. They said, you are no longer a legal citizen. They took it away from people who were there legally. That is what Trump is doing. To continue to act like we cannot learn from the past and apply it to now is ridiculous, especially when a lot of people in other countries can see the comparisons quite clearly. Like, I don't know what to say anymore. I don't see where this is going. Like, I don't see how this is going to help. Your commentary isn't helping. You're just hurting because you are getting all of these, you are taking people who are on the left and moving them more over to the right. And I just don't think that's helpful. I just don't. And what they said about immigration, I think is despicable. And I think it's crazy that this is their commentary and that they're glazing Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan needs to, like, I'm not gonna glaze Joe Rogan, or I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, Joe Rogan, fawn over him. One, because he did a lot of damage. Two, because he didn't seem to care that he did a lot of damage. And these are still his friends. He went and had dinner with Donald Trump, and I guess is gonna talk to him about it. And then we'll see what his rhetoric is after that, and we'll see what happens after that. I predict not much. If he does come out and apologizes and was like, I'm wrong, then great, wonderful. If not, then I don't know what to say. They're influencing people, and they should bear some responsibility in what they're saying. You know, Kyle responded to Joe Rogan. It's the difference between him glazing Zoran and not Cenk. It's the difference between acknowledging what Joe Rogan said and still being like, okay, but like, is this gonna change your output? Like, what is this gonna do? Because we're already in this mess. Now, what are you gonna do? Like, and you helped with that, undoubtedly. To glaze him at this point, I think is insane. Honestly, it's crazy. Last thing I'm gonna say on this is that, you know, because Cenk always wants to say, oh, leftists never want to see the schism in MAGA and blah, 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 right? Now, on the war thing, I don't think there really was much of a schism. On, like, the Medicaid thing, there's not much of a schism. Like, maybe with the real people and, like, the politicians. But, like, when it comes to, like, the media pundits, there was no schism, okay? They will bend the knee at a minute's notice for Donald Trump at any moment. The one thing I will admit, and it's the one thing that I find interesting that they're breaking apart on, but is Jeffrey Epstein. Now, that is a schism that is real, and I will say that, because even my dad was like, you know, usually I agree, usually I concur, you know, but this Jeffrey Epstein thing, man, I just don't understand. He's like, I just don't understand. He's like, I don't like that, and I'm like, okay. So, like, the Jeffrey Epstein thing, I do think is, like, an actual, like, schism. And I think, like, I have lots of thoughts on that. I think it's because they promoted this theory, this conspiracy theory, for so long. And now they're like, wait, wait, what? Now they're, like, so confused. They're like, what do you mean there's nothing? Like, it's just wild. It's wild. So that's a real schism. Now we all know why. Ugh. Anna and Cenk just make me eternally mad. I just get so frustrated with them. I just think Ethan doesn't really know what he's talking about. But, like, Cenk and Anna know, you know? And so I'm like, that makes it worse for me. Yeah. Anyway, that's the video. Very ADHD video. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Again, I have a shop, I have a membership. I have a video on my membership right now, of how I went from like lib centrist kind of to a leftist. So you should watch that. And, well, you have to join. So you should join and then watch it. And if not, literally just subscribing or commenting helps so much. All the things helps me so much. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.